សូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃរាជទាំងពីរគណៈជាទីគោរពសក្ការៈដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់បំផុតសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃនាយកសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃនាយករងសម្ដេចព្រះជាគណៈប្រធានរតនៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គជាទីគោរពសក្ការៈសូមចម្រើនពរសម្ដេចទ្រង់ឯកឧត្តមលោកជំទាវអស់លោកស្រីញាតិញោមសាធុសប្បុរសប្រុសស្រីទាំងអស់ដោយសេចក្តីស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានក្នុងព្រះធម៌I would like to pay my deepest respect to the Triple Gem. I would like to pay my respect to Their Holinesses, the Supreme Patriarch of Cambodia. I would like to pay my deep respect to most venerable monks, dear lay devotees, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the program Studying Buddhism and Philosophy in English. Today we'll continue this topic, threefold training, but in relation to the Buddhist path. ជាភាសាខ្មែរត្រៃសិក្ខានិងមាគ៌ាពុទ្ធសាសនា In the previous session we discussed and we studied about the threefold training, Traisikha, and we also talk about the definition, the meanings, and also the how threefold training is practiced by lay Buddhist followers, and also the related topics or related teaching of the Buddha we discuss. Let's today have a deeper look into this threefold training, and in particular with relation to the Buddhist path, the Eightfold Noble Path, Atthangikama or Atthangikamagga. I'm sorry today I'm a little bit late as I've been quite busy today, the whole day. 3 or 4 functions at different places, including meeting with my staff at the Buddhist University. So a little bit tired, and I got back to the temple and had a little bit rest. Now it's a little time is late, so I want to know which time you prefer to study with my session. It's 7 o'clock, 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I have found out that at 8 o'clock there are more participants, at 7 less, but later on they also check or watch the program. So please give me feedback what time exactly you prefer so that I may adjust accordingly. Now, we started in the last session already the threefold training for lay people, and we discussed what was important for lay people to follow, and in particular with relation to the charity and morality, then mental development, and we stress quite a lot on development. So Buddhism itself is a development. Because bhavana is the most important concept, and in fact anybody who embraces the Buddha's teaching has to develop him or herself. Without that, he or she cannot progress along the Buddhist path. So from the time we determine to practice Buddhism, we need to develop ourselves, or we need to transform ourselves. That's why the Buddha asks us to strive to make effort in our practices. And when the candidates who come to receive ordination or high donation from the preceptor, Upacharya, the Upacharya advised them to make reform into themselves. That Paderupang, that's the Pali word which means reform, or in a modern sense we may say transform. So we have to transform from what was as lay person and into the monkhood, or according to the Buddhist path. Now we know already this threefold training. One is Sila or morality. Morality. Sila. This we discussed in the previous session with regard to the Sila for lay follower. Now in this session is deeper. So Sila here, it refers to the practices of monks, which they need to follow the precepts, and for Samanera at least they need to have to practice the 10 precepts and some other disciplinary rules like Nasananga, the 10 Nasananga, and the 75 Sekayavata or the code of conducts Sekayavat Chetapram. So this morality here refers to the practices of the monks with regard to following the precepts, and there are also sila, adhi sila, for the bhikkhu or high ordained monks. The 227 precepts and code of conducts they need to follow, and especially the 4 major sila, Chatuparisutta sila. The 4 major sila are expected to be followed by the high ordained monks, and in detail the 227 precepts and code of conducts they need to follow. In here I will discuss in relation to the Buddhist path, how sila, adhi sila is the higher or greater morality. This includes all the higher practices of the highly ordained monks, including their rigorous training and the strict observance of the morality or the precepts and code of conducts. In the Adhi Sila, the monks or bhikkhus are very strictly subservient to the precepts and code of conducts, and especially they are on the path of their spiritual attainment. And they practice like the austerity, Thutanga, Thudong in Khmer, and they train their mind in their moral conducts, and this morality is very important. In monk's life, without this morality, a monk cannot progress on the spiritual path. So first he has to be established well in morality, and also the higher or greater morality, the Adhi Sila as well. So here the morality here is meant for the monks, which corresponds with the Noble Eightfold Path, Atthangkikamaka or Atthangkikama, the 3 of the 8. So as you all know, Sama Ajiva, Sama Kamanta, Sama Titi, Sama Sankapa, Sama. This for wisdom, but the Sila is consists of the so it should be 3. I write it again. So this consists of 3 out of the 8 Noble Eightfold Path. We have right, speech, right, livelihood, or right living, then right action. So this morality consists of 3 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. Should be this up according to the order. So this is in Khmer Pali, Sama Vicha, Sama Kamanta, Sama Ajiva. Samdechត្រូវ ការងារត្រូវ ការចិញ្ចឹមជីវិតត្រូវ See, morality is very much is about how we conduct ourselves in a proper way, in the right way. That can be said morality. So we can summarize as such that morality is the right way of conducting oneself. When you conduct yourself in the right way, especially in speech, in action, in livelihood, this is morality. Chẳng hạnយើងដឹងទាំងអស់គ្នាទី1នៃត្រៃសិក្ខាគឺសីលៈសីលៈនឹងទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយនឹងអដ្ឋង្គិកមៈគឺមានផ្លូវ3ឬគិត3នៅក្នុង8ក្នុងផ្លូវទាំង8ហ្នឹងគឺសមាវាចាសមាកមន្តៈសមាជីវៈយើងឃើញថាទាំង3នេះដែលនិយាយជារួមគឺសីលៈអាចនិយាយដោយខ្លីថាសីលៈឬ morality នេះគឺជាផ្លូវដ៏ត្រឹមត្រូវនៃការបដិបត្តិនៃបុគ្គលម្នាក់ឬការយើងនៃការប្រព្រឹត្តខ្លួនដ៏ត្រឹមត្រូវ So if you behave or you conduct yourself in the right way, it can be called morality or sila. But of course it has different stages and different components. As in the previous session, it said that we also studied the sila for lay people and also sila for the samanera or novice, and then the sila for highly ordained monks, bhikkhu. So here, whether it is mostly referred to as the morality for the highly ordained monks, but it's related to the Noble Eightfold Path, especially the 3 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, just like also lay people. I have a question from Venerable Sinat. Is morality and ethics the same, and how? In a sense, broadly speaking, morality and ethics has the same area, but it's different. It's sila here, ethics. It's about the social norms and code of living in the society. But here it's more specific morality in the Buddha's teaching. So ethics, it's quite general. Some people say Chariya Vichya, Sila Vichya, but this is more on the social norms and the code of living in the society. Ethics is very broad and it's quite general, but here sila or morality, in fact, don't be misunderstood, don't get confused by the English word. Sometimes you look at morality just like when you behave properly, that's enough for morality. No, in the Pali sense, it's much deeper, it's much more quite deeper than what the English. But so that's why some people say it's kind of like virtue is Sila. But it is the normal or general translation, this morality. Now here we won't discuss this in detail, the three factors of the Noble Eightfold Path: right speech, right action, right livelihood. We will discuss in the topic Noble Eightfold Path down the road when the time comes. But now it's just how it related. So here we can see clearly already that Sila is related to the Noble Eightfold Path, these three factors, and it's very much the way of life, how you conduct yourself. This about morality or Sila, how you conduct yourself. You as monk, how you conduct yourself, especially you follow the precepts for, as I said, novice, 10 precepts, Nasananga, the 10 Nasananga, and the code of conducts 75, and then the how you conduct yourself as a bhikkhu or monk, highly ordained monks, with regard to the 227 precepts, and in summary is the four major precepts, four major virtues, the Chatuparisuttha Sila. This is how morality or Sila is related to the Noble Eightfold Path or the Buddhist path, in the three ways here, and how you conduct yourself. Now, number 2, Samadhi. Concentration. This is very important. In Buddhism, and it's unique because Samadhi in general it consists of the samatha and bhavana. So this is kind of samatha, tranquility or calmness, and this samatha and samatha. Insight. So, in this second of the threefold training, a follower is expected to be trained in concentration, samadhi. And this is the general concentration consists of two parts, samatha and vipassana, tranquility or calmness and insight. Samatha or tranquility is according to the traditional meditation master, when you come to practice samadhi or concentration, you need to be trained in the samatha first. To be calm, tranquil, so that your mind is very calm, very serene, tranquil, and it comes to the point that your mind is so well trained that it becomes, we call one-pointedness. At that point, ekaggata citta, that the mind can be directed into the jhana or into the noble path, that is the distinguishing the cravings or the greed, hatred and delusion, and then you get to the stage of liberation. So samatha is recommended by most meditation master, but at the same time there's some meditation master who do not recommend for a newcomer to be trained for a long time in samatha. They say you can, at the same time when you train in the insight meditation, just for a short period of time, you can include the tranquility meditation, then proceed into the insight meditation. But this long we will discuss when we study in the mental training or in the samadhi, a separate topic or separate subject, and we also discuss about the mental states, and also about healing and psychotherapy. Hope that we can have time to study all those things. So now here our point is how this samadhi related to the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah. So as you all know, I'll erase and put it a little bit down here. So it consists of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration itself. Now, Samadhi or concentration is related to the Noble Eightfold Path with the three factors: right effort, Samavayama or Samavayama in Khmer Pali, right mindfulness, Samasati, and right concentration, Samadhi. So Samadhi itself has here the same name, but also only with the Sama prefix, right, in the Noble Eightfold Path. Just you can see here, only in one training here, Samadhi is one training. Sorry, it's wrong. In one training consists three factors in the Noble Eightfold Path. So Samadhi is not only just sitting, but right effort. See here, it has a right effort, meaning that you have to strive, you have to very actively trying to achieve. So that's right effort includes here for the Samadhi in the Trisikha. It's not like somebody says that Samadhi is just sitting. It's just sit idle, sit without any kind of effort. No, it has to be, because here it has to be with effort. You have to try, and then with mindfulness, you have to be very focused, mindful, and then the right concentration itself. So here, if we talk in the normal language, it's how you develop yourself. It's more how you develop yourself to be a spiritually strong person. That's what we can sum up in the normal language, that Samadhi itself is the development of yourself. Here, see, with this development, you can see the right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Samadhi នៅក្នុងត្រៃសិក្ខាឬការសិក្សាការបង្វឹក3យ៉ាងនេះគឺរួមមានផ្លូវ3នៅក្នុងផ្លូវទាំង8យើងហៅអដ្ឋង្គិកមៈហ្នឹងគឺសមាវាយាមៈការព្យាយាមត្រូវសមាសតិការរលឹកត្រូវសមាសមាធិការតម្កល់ចិត្តត្រូវនេះគឺសមាធិនេះទាមទារឲ្យមានការខិតខំប្រឹងប្រែងព្រោះវាបូកបញ្ចូលទាំងសមាវាយាមៈការព្យាយាមត្រូវអញ្ចឹងមិនមែនដោយអ្នកខ្លះថាអង្គុយសមាធិក៏តែអង្គុយធម្មតាអង្គុយធម្មតាងាយអង្គុយអត់មានគិតអត់មានប្រឹងគឺអត់មានព្យាយាមគឺមិនមែនទេគឺត្រូវតែមានសេចក្តីព្យាយាម ហើយព្យាយាមយ៉ាងម៉េចនោះយើងនឹងសិក្សានៅក្នុងពេលដែលយើងសិក្សាផ្លូវប្រកបដោយអង្គ8ឬអថង្គិកមៈហ្នឹងនេះគឺគ្រាន់តែភ្ជាប់មកសមាធិក៏ត្រូវភ្ជាប់ជាមួយមកមានសតិត្រូវតែមានសតិជាប់នៅជាមួយហើយនឹងសមាធិខ្លួនឯងនេះគឺសមាធិត្រូវតម្កល់ចិត្តត្រូវព្រោះសមាធិនៅក្នុងត្រៃសិក្ខាក៏មានសមាសមាធិនៅក្នុងអថង្គិកមៈអញ្ចឹងគឺមានដូចគ្នាហើយបូកថែម2ទៀតគឺសមាវាចាសមាវាយាមៈនិងសមាសតិណាគឺការប្រឹងប្រែងព្យាយាមត្រូវនិងការរលឹកការមានស្មារតីត្រូវ Yes, Venerable, welcome. He says that I'm listening and learning from. So, Samadhi in the Threefold training is related to the Noble Eightfold Path with regard to these three factors: right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is I use the topic that Buddhist path because it's discovered by the Buddha alone and it's unique in Buddhism and it is expected to be practiced by all Buddhists, lay monks, lay as well as lay people as well as the venerable monks or including novices. They need to practice this Noble Eightfold Path in order to progress in their spiritual well-being. So, Samadhi here can be summed up as the development of your spiritual well-being. It is the development of yourself with regard to your mental condition. So, if you don't practice samadhi or concentration or meditation, you will not get any spiritual development. That's very common, very is in a simple language is such. So now the third training in the threefold training is Paññā Wisdom. Paññā is Pali and Prajñā is Sanskrit. So in Khmer language we use both Paññā and Praññā. And sometimes this Praññā is more popular, but it's Sanskrit form of this Pali Paññā. So wisdom it's lower. Now come to the third in the threefold training is Paññā. អង្គទី3នៅក្នុងត្រៃសិក្ខាឬការសិក្សាឬការអប់រំ3យ៉ាងហ្នឹងគឺបញ្ញា So Paññā wisdom is related to the noble eightfold path with regard to these two factors, right view, right thought. Here what it means that in order to have a good wisdom, in fact wisdom is good, but I want to emphasize that in order to have a good wisdom we need to have right view and then right thought. Some people also use the word right understanding here for the Samma Sankappa, Samadhi, Samma Sankappa. In fact, this is the most important in the Noble Eightfold Path or in the threefold training. Whether you lay people or venerable monks, you come to Buddhism, you have to follow this threefold training, and also in relation to the Noble Eightfold Path, you practice these 8 factors. Yeah. It's just a component consists of 8 factors. So, but this 8 factor will go to one direction, that is to the attainment of liberation or to the realization of the truth.
Paññā or wisdom is very crucial here because it consists of right view and right thought. And in all these factors, you have to have right view. That's why the Buddha mentioned right view at the top, at the beginning of all this Noble Eightfold Path. Right view. Samādhi. In any process, whether you start doing anything, if you don't have the right view, you will go astray, you will do wrong thing. So right view, Samādhi, is very important. You have to have the right concept, to the right understanding of that, and you have to be sure that this is the right way to do. Otherwise, all will go astray. So the Buddha mentioned this right view as the first item at the top, but this is because I use in this according to the threefold training: Sila, Samadhi, and Paññā, Morality, Concentration, and Wisdom. So it has to be ranked in this. But in fact, in the Noble Eightfold Path, right view and right thought at the top. So in everything, you have to have right view. Yeah, Venerable, ជីវិតសន្តិភាពនិងការវិវត្តន៍ You are the Sangha leader of Angkor district, Kampot province. Yeah, thank you. Welcome, Venerable. And then when you have right view, Samādhi, Kā yol trau in Khmer, then your view have to be well processed, have to be thought over and over again to make sure that your view is absolutely correct. So what is here, the Buddha stressed that in order to have the Paññā, you have to have right view and right thought, Samādhi and Samma Sankappa. Only right view, sometimes you are not quite certain that is the right way. So you have to reflect upon it. You have to think again and again, reflect upon it several times. It's just like after the Buddha got his enlightenment, he used the time to reflect upon his enlightenment. And it is said 7 weeks, meaning 49 days. The Buddha used to reflect upon his enlightenment, to make sure that the supreme wisdom he got is real. So these two will come together and it can have wisdom. If you don't have right view, and also everything will go wrong. Right thought, and then all this will follows. Right, if you have a wrong view, wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action, wrong livelihood, wrong effort, wrong mindfulness, wrong concentration, all wrong. So, right view from the start and right reflection, you have to make sure that your view is right, absolutely right, and then all this will follow. So in our daily life also, we need to have correct view. There's some people, they have a wrong view, but they cling to that view and they do wrong things. There's some people have the view that which is quite wrong, quite unorthodox in a way, but they cling to that and they all their action, their speech, their livelihood all go wrong. Yes, Venerable, thank you for your watching, your studying with me and your sharing. Venerable, the Sangha Governor of Angkor Chai District, Kampot Province. And here, wisdom is the most important result out of Buddhist practices. In fact, all other practices in Buddhism what is the expected result is that wisdom. We want to achieve this wisdom because this wisdom which make us realize the truth and achieve the fruit of practices. Once you get the real wisdom, Paññā, that is the wisdom which you can understand the real phenomena, especially what is used in Buddhism is Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dasana. Understanding the knowledge of which understand things as they are. Knowledge of understanding things as they are, especially in the three characteristics or the samanya lakhana, anicca, dukkha, anatta. And when you get this wisdom up to this level, you not just know, but you realize. Yeah? Realize is quite you penetrated. Padeveda. So here I'll erase this and discuss a little bit further what is wisdom here in Buddhism. wisdom here, wisdom in Buddhism is the realization is the realization of the truth, is the essence of wisdom in Buddhism. So here, when you achieve wisdom or paññā, it's equal to you realize the truth. Also, realization of the truth. Realization is different from knowing, different from knowledge. For example, we have knowledge of the noble, of the three characteristics or samanya lakkhana, that is anicca, dukkha, anatta. We know it, but we don't realize it. So we cannot achieve the fruit of practices. That is the sotapanna, sakadagami, anagami, arhata. So realization meanings that you penetrate and you are awakened of the truth and can, it's like the light arises in you of the truth, like the Buddha and his immediate disciple arahants. They realize the truth and they achieve the fruit of their practices, that is arahat, the arahantship or arahanthood. So the wisdom in Buddhism is the realization of the truth. So when you come to the real wisdom in Buddhism, itself is the realization of the truth. You achieve the summum bonum of Buddhism. We call summum bonum is the goal or the destination. So you attain nirvana and you realize the fruit of nirvana, the happiness of nirvana. That is because that wisdom which makes you realize the truth. So wisdom in Buddhism is quite more superior than just wisdom you use in your social condition, in your life. You may say this and this people have wisdom, but it's not the wisdom in the Buddhist sense. But the wisdom in the Buddhist sense is the realization of the truth. Manti. So yes, it's already 1 hour, and I think that's enough for today. And also this topic is comprehensively discussed. I hope that you can understand at some point, and if you don't understand, you may write comments or question in the box, and then I'll try to see to answer you, and if I cannot answer, then I'll try to read, to do some more research, or I will ask this question to others who have the understanding of this topic. So with this, I wish you all the best, good health and success in your life. Thank you for studying or for watching this program. Thank you.